Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Financial Podcast. I'm Olivia, and today we're diving into a topic that has sent ripples far beyond the typical financial markets, reaching into the very fabric of national security and the future of space exploration. We're talking about the recent, highly public, and rather dramatic falling out between two immensely powerful figures, one being the current president of the United States, and the other a titan of industry, a visionary who has reshaped how we think about space and technology. This isn't just about a personal spat. It's about billions of dollars, critical infrastructure, and the strategic independence of a nation. The recent public dispute started quite intensely, with the president suggesting a radical move, terminating government contracts and subsidies to save billions of dollars. This wasn't a subtle hint, it was a very direct statement on social media aimed squarely at the technology entrepreneur. The response was equally sharp, with the entrepreneur threatening to immediately decommission a specific spacecraft, a critical asset for ferrying astronauts and supplies. While this threat was later walked back, the initial declaration caused widespread alarm, highlighting just how intertwined his companies have become with vital government operations. It was a stark reminder of the risks involved when key national capabilities rest in the hands of a single individual. The United States has become profoundly reliant on one particular space company for its access to orbit and beyond. This company, once seen as an underdog vying against established aerospace giants, rapidly ascended to dominate the global launch market. Their innovative approach, particularly the development of reusable rocket boosters, revolutionized the industry. This technology allowed for increased launch frequency and significantly reduced costs, making them an incredibly attractive, often unbeatable option for government contracts. This efficiency, while beneficial, has led to a situation where the government's dependence is undeniable and, for some, deeply concerning. One of the most visible examples of this reliance is in human spaceflight. This company's crew capsule, originally envisioned as a backup, quickly became the primary means for American astronauts to travel to and from the International Space Station. This came about because another aerospace giant spacecraft, intended to be a robust alternative, experienced significant technical setbacks and prolonged delays during its test missions. In fact, astronauts who launched on that struggling vehicle eventually had to return to Earth aboard this company's reliable capsule, underscoring its indispensable role. This dependency means that if the company were to withdraw its services, the nation might face the difficult prospect of relying on other international partners, such as Russia, for access to the orbiting laboratory, a move fraught with geopolitical complexities given the current global climate. Beyond crew and cargo missions to the International Space Station, this company's reach extends deep into national security. It holds an overwhelming share of both U.S. and global satellite launches. The Pentagon has come to heavily rely on its global satellite internet service for various military commands, providing essential broadband connectivity in remote and challenging environments. Furthermore, a highly sensitive, classified contract was signed with the U.S. intelligence agency to establish a network of satellites, essentially a government-owned, encrypted version of their commercial internet service designed for critical military use on future battlefields. The implications of this are immense, as illustrated by past instances where the company's CEO has, controversially, threatened to limit access to this network during international conflicts, wielding what some describe as sovereign-level powers. The national security stakes are incredibly high. This company is a key player in launching spy satellites for the U.S. intelligence apparatus, missions that are vital for gathering critical intelligence. It's also expected to play a major role in the ambitious Golden Dome Missile Defense Initiative, a project aimed at creating a vast space-based shield against incoming threats. The company has even proposed a unique subscription service model for this defense system, which could accelerate deployment but also potentially lock the government into long-term financial commitments and limit its control over future development and pricing. The sheer volume of satellites required for such an initiative further highlights the company's unmatched launch capabilities. This deep integration, while a testament to the company's technological prowess and cost effectiveness, brings with it significant risks. Critics and government officials alike have voiced concerns about the dangers of having such crucial national assets and capabilities controlled by a single private entity, particularly one led by an individual whose public statements and decisions can be seen as unpredictable. This concern is not new. It stems from the fundamental question of whether something as vital as national space access and defense should be vulnerable to personal feuds or the shifting whims of one person. The sheer scale of federal funding invested, tens of billions of dollars in contracts, makes this a matter of public accountability, especially when there are allegations of monopolistic practices, such as potentially charging below cost to stifle competition or implementing right of first refusal clauses in contracts. The idea of vendor lock has become a serious discussion point. What happens if this company were to refuse to meet national security needs, or if its leadership became entirely uncooperative? Some have even suggested radical measures such as utilizing the Defense Production Act, a powerful legacy law from the mid 20th century, to potentially nationalize or take over parts of this company's operations, treating them as essential public utilities. This reflects the severity of the situation. These are not merely commercial ventures, but foundational elements of national infrastructure, supported by immense public investment and crucial for both civilian and military endeavors. From an economic perspective, the implications of a true breakup would be staggering. Billions of dollars in existing contracts already allocated and with missions planned years in advance would be in jeopardy. Replacing the company's capabilities, particularly its launch capacity and its unique satellite internet service, would be incredibly challenging. While other companies are striving to compete, they simply do not operate at the same scale or offer the same cost advantages. The development of alternative systems would entail massive new investments and significant delays, potentially setting back critical space missions, scientific research, and national defense objectives by years. Moreover, the dispute sheds light on the broader trend of privatization within what were once exclusively government domains. While partnerships with private industry can foster innovation and efficiency, this situation underscores the delicate balance between leveraging private sector dynamism and maintaining strategic independence and public control over vital services. It raises questions about governance. What safeguards are in place when an individual's personal decisions can impact national security on such a grand scale? The situation also highlights the power dynamic, where the president, despite his authority, faces a complex legal and practical challenge in unilaterally terminating contracts without incurring substantial damages or appearing to weaponize government agencies against a private entity, which could be perceived as autocratic. Ultimately, the ongoing feud between the president and the visionary entrepreneur, while seemingly a personal drama, has laid bare the profound and complex interdependence between the U.S. government and this private space company. It's a relationship built on innovation, efficiency, and critical capabilities that are, at this moment, irreplaceable. Whether they reconcile or continue their public disagreement, the fundamental reality remains. The United States relies heavily on this company for its ambitions in space and its national security, making any disruption a matter of grave concern. The path forward will undoubtedly require careful navigation, balancing strategic necessity with the complexities of private control over public goods. The future of American space access and national defense hinges on how this delicate, high-stakes relationship evolves. Thank you for tuning in to the Financial Podcast. I'm Olivia, and I'll see you next time.